Good evening, everyone. This is John Screamin' Eamon here with Cat Marino and Rob Moschetti from Destroy Myself Cancelled. How are you guys doing tonight?
Great.
It's happening. Great to be here.
Oh, glad to have you. What's the inspiration behind Destroy Myself Cancelled?
The inspiration behind it. Okay. Well, honestly, I didn't even think I was gonna get into a band. It didn't even start out as this. It was just I would sit at the piano and create riffs, and Rob would kind of just write them down, and I was just doing it for like therapy for myself, not even for anything in particular. And DMC of Run DMC, Daryl McDaniels,
Yeah.
who Rob worked with for many years previously, he asked Rob for a song. He wanted some sort of like bittersweet symphony type of song. So Rob said,
Okay.
"Oh, okay,
I agree to everything,
yeah."
even if I can't provide it. When DMC says, "Can you write a riff like this or write a song like that?" I say yes, and then figure it out.
All
So
right.
he sends D one of my piano songs, and D hears it, and he's like, "I'm gonna start writing lyrics for it." And I'm like, "Oh my God." But when Rob sent it to him, he didn't tell him that it was from me. And when D
Okay.
liked it, Rob said to D, "I have to admit, I didn't write that. My wife did." And that was kind of the stepping stone. So I did a song with D called Scars.
Okay.
And again, I didn't think it was going to become a band. I just thought maybe it was like a one song. I used to refer to it as a project. And
Yeah.
we came up with Destroy Myself Canceled because D does everything DMC. It's D makes cookies, D makes comics,
Daryl's music company.
right? Daryl's music company. So
Okay.
everything's DMC. So having that in mind, I thought, okay, let's keep it kind of intertwined with DMC. But I didn't want to just say DMC. I wanted it to stand for something and not just a frivolous meaning. I wanted it
Yeah.
to, you know. So I did think about it. And as silly as this may seem, I wrote a bunch of words down on paper that all the D words I could think of, all the M words I could think of, all the C words I could think of, and I just looked around and looked around and looked around, and nothing really made sense to me. And then all of a sudden, it just stood out. I saw Destroy Myself Canceled and was like, holy shit. Not only does it fit the DMC theme, but it also fits my life because I honestly think we could all relate to it. We're all guilty of self sabotaging,
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
all of us, and we have all to some extent. Oh, sorry, my daughter just came home. It's okay,
No,
we're
it's all
not
good.
live, Angie. We're
It
not
don't
live,
matter. Come on in.
and we're
No, it's
doing
good.
an interview. Our daughter just walked in. Sorry.
Say hi.
Hi.
Pop your head in.
Turn it around and say
Hello.
All right, guys, stop it.
sorry about the dogs. Angie, glad you're home.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that
Wait. That's what the
all three of us, Daryl included, we're at a point of our lives where we're like, no more,
No,
self
we're
destruct.
destroying ourselves. That's it. That
And
is
something to him as
canceled.
well,
Yeah.
basically.
So that's
Kind of hits you
that's
like a ton of bricks.
yeah. So it just really started out as that, and then Rob was said to me, we got to keep this going. Let's just keep it going. So we started to write music together. I linked up with a guy named Diggy, Digggy. His real name's Michael Murphy. Great engineer. He's and a great producer. And he brought me into the studio and worked with me. And, we wrote together and created beats, and I did riffs and wrote hooks for certain songs. And then I got D in on another song called It's Like That. And I produced it. It wasn't even a track I sang on. I played piano on it. And I still, in my head, never thought that I'd be a front man to a band. In my mind, it was still just a project.
And at this point, it was kind of morphing into a hip hop project, which is weird because D always wants to do rock now. He's the king of rock.
Yeah.
So he's kind of like tired with the rap stuff. He always wants to, he's wearing his AC/DC shirt constantly. He wants to do rock. He comes to us to do stuff, but she's kind of in a hip hop mode at that point. So it wasn't like a mashup of rock and metal. It was just
Yeah.
a unique sound. You know what I mean? And at that point, she was still developing which direction she was going in. And so those were the first two songs recorded. And the evolution really began after that. You know, from there to here, the evolution was immense.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Yeah. Well, I've noticed a lot of different collaborations with some of your songs. Talk about some of them.
Well, the collabs, I always try to, I don't want to say scout out, but I have always have my eye open for talent. There are so many people out there who are incredibly talented, but they don't have a name for themselves. And a lot of these
Okay.
people aren't heard because they're not huge names. So I want to bring on very talented people that, one, are professional, and two, that are humble, and three, that are really just looking to make music so people could be happy. I don't we have the Rob and I don't have an MO. There's no motive behind anything we do. The
Yeah.
only motivation that we have is to let people relate to us, our music, our
Yeah.
lyrics, and to make people happy. As morbid as it may seem, and some of my lyrics are very rough and very. I'm a total open book.
Heartfelt. Very heartfelt.
Yeah, thank you. And I think
that's the main focus of the band is like when she was just getting started, I had to express to her like it's your art, it's your
Yeah.
vision, it's your soul. It can't be wrong because she, you know, and that's not that she was lacking confidence, but she was kind of questioning, can I do this? And is there, you know, am I doing this right? And I was like, you're speaking how you speak in your tongue, whether it's rapping or screaming. If that's how you feel, that's how you express it. You know what I mean? What you're
Yeah. And if
writing lyrically, those that's you know, when people ask if she did you write those lyrics, she lived those
yeah.
lyrics. There's a
yeah.
difference. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You could write about fairies and dragons, but that's
You
not
ain't
this
lived that
band. And
shit.
yeah, I mean it's cool for some people, but even
Yeah.
myself with my own stuff, I don't write like that. And she kind of I didn't tell her.
I bared my soul, basically.
Yeah, I said that was the main point I made to her. You can't go wrong by being honest because at the end of the
No.
day, you know, you were honest. And if you tried to do something you weren't and it fails, you'll be disappointed and you'll have regret. But if you're just true to yourself
Yeah.
and one person connects with it, that's the payoff.
It's worth it.
Absolutely.
That's it. But luckily we
100%
have
worth it.
more than one person has been responding to it.
Yeah. Well, it shows. I mean, you guys lyrically, it's phenomenal. The collaborations different, but it works, and it works well for you guys. So,
Thank you.
um,
Yeah, and the
I wasn't,
collabs
I
are
wasn't,
important to us.
yeah, I
I'm
wasn't sure how I would take the rap in the mix because I'm a metalhead, but it works for you. It really does. So, and you got to speak
so
from your
glad
heart,
to hear
otherwise it's
that.
fake.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. And when people see us live, the word they use is intense because,
Yeah.
like you said, it's not fake. I'm writing, this is my life, and I'm intense on stage because I'm basically having an exorcism. I'm able,
Okay.
this is healing me. Being in a
Yeah.
band is
Therapy.
actually healing me. And I go up there, and sometimes I close my eyes and I get into the zone. And I had a few people say to me, you need to make more contact with the audience and make
No.
more eye contact with the audience. But I'm thinking to myself, you know, how am I supposed to think about that when I'm so in the zone.
It's almost like she's
Yeah.
doing like an interpretive dance.
Yeah.
They're within themselves performing, and
Mhm.
you're watching
Yeah.
them. Like she's not looking out into the crowd and trying to, connect with them visually. She's trying to connect with them spiritually.
Yeah.
Whole big
Yeah.
big difference, and that's where the intensity thing comes in. It grabs your soul,
Yeah, and you can feel it in the music and the lyrics. Definitely can.
especially
So,
live. Definitely.
yeah. Well, what's your favorite song to, and I know this is kind of a cliche question, but what is your favorite song? Which one means the most to you?
Oof.
I was discussing it with her earlier. I mean,
There's a song called "All That I Am," and
Yep.
I think that uh, pretty much sums up my life. Uh,
I agree with
I
that. Like our opener and our closer are really hard hitting. Cease and desist is our opener, and
Yeah.
all that I am is our closer, and they're both obviously about her life. But when we do all that I am, it's just
and we've had people in the audience come up to us and say, "Are you guys playing All That I Am tonight?" And it's funny, like we get requests for it, but it's on the
Yeah.
set list. But yeah, I think that one is probably my favorite. And after I did that song, I really started to notice a change in um I guess I hate you keep using the word healing, but in my healing journey, and
Yeah.
I just started to become myself again because I'd lost myself for so many years just by being beaten down by people,
Yeah.
very close people to me, family members, like you can't do this or you suck, you're a loser, this, that, and the other. And when you hear that constantly, you start to believe it.
Yep. I
So
get you.
getting all of that out into lyrics and then being able to perform that is just it's yeah, so All That I Am is definitely my favorite, but then on the flip side, I could say my other favorite, even though a favorite is only one,
my
that
favorite.
yeah, quoting Richard
Richard
Christie,
Christie, my
is
favorite.
cease and
Yep.
desist. But that
Okay.
that one is more of like a hokey kind of joke, but it's also an inside joke. So if you read between the lines of cease and desist, that's actually a true story. I was sent a cease and desist by people who are in Scientology and who
Oh
are high
no.
profile
Black jobs.
Scientologists, and
They tried to silence her, so she wrote a song about it.
right, right. What was going on was, there are a lot of comments on Facebook, mocking this person and whatnot. For some reason, this person thought these comments were coming from me. So, you're in the public eye, you're subject
Yeah.
to scrutiny. I don't
Oh yeah.
control the internet. I can't control what people comment. So these people came after me with a cease and desist. And I literally called their lawyer when I got it. And I said, listen, what I'm going to do with the cease and desist is I'm going to wipe my fucking ass with it. I said, this is a threat on a piece of paper. And I said, it
Yep.
means absolutely nothing to me. And going back to what Rob was saying in the beginning about art is subjective.
And
So
art imitates life.
yeah, but
Yes.
art is subjective. So you can't say this is wrong or that's wrong. And
Right.
and the song implies so much, but doesn't name names.
Yeah.
So it would be the equivalent of, let's say, Warren Beatty sending a cease and desist to Carly Simon and saying, "Oh, you're so vain. That song is
Yeah.
about me."
Yeah.
It could be about any one of her
Yep.
exes. It could be about a family. It could be about anyone. But if you're
Yep.
guilty of something, you're going to assume that song is about you. So, I
True.
got the cease and desist, and I said, you know what? Fuck these guys. You think you're going to silence me? You're not going to
Nope.
silence me. I'm well versed in the law, and I know the law, and I know what I can do and what I can't do. And I might be tiptoeing on thin ice, but I'm not doing anything illegal or wrong or anything like that.
But this
I
is
can
the,
express myself through my art. And again, like I said,
Yes.
subjective.
if you watch South Park, you can see it's I'm gonna sue you.
Yeah.
Like the
The
Scientologists are
Scientologists-
yelling at them. I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna
Yep.
sue. They try to scare you with lawsuits, but what are you
Yep.
taking from us? Our
Yeah, my couch. That's
yeah,
all I
what
got.
do we got?
Yeah.
You know,
My two
Exactly.
dogs.
what do you can't take? You know, you can't get
Yeah.
can't get blood from a stone.
No.
But
Yep. I hear
you
you.
know, for me again now, but the good thing about the band too, it's diverse. I love Dark
Oh, yeah.
Days. That's our sanitarium to me, like, or our Fade to Black. You know,
I
it's
gotcha.
it's not like just all out speed and power. It's emotion again. You know,
It's
but it's a
deep.
different. It's spoken in a different language than blistering heavy. You know, you can be heavy
Yeah.
in many different ways, and I like her diversity, especially when she writes on the piano. It gives me when I transpose her piano pieces to guitar, it's stuff I would have never written on a guitar. It made me a
Yeah.
better guitarist mimicking
Okay.
her piano parts. It's really awesome. We're
Well,
helping
you
each
talked a
other.
little. Yeah, you talked a little bit about your healing cat. Rob, here's a question for you. Have you noticed a difference in Kat
Oh
since
God.
she started this?
Yeah. Now, if you don't mind me being completely
No.
honest,
Go ahead.
Okay.
screaming maniac sister, screaming maniac employee, screaming maniac neighbor don't work. Screaming maniac frontman, the best.
Yeah.
That's the, you know what I mean? So
Yep.
she channeled all her anger and rage into a positive thing. And when she's up there screaming, I see other girls looking at her like she's freaking, Aphrodite or something. You know what I mean? Like they're they're
Good
they're
for you.
mesmerized, and they say we finally have a woman who can speak for us. They're tired of watching their boyfriends go up there and pound their chests, and they're accessories to their hardcore boyfriends. Now they got a woman who represents them, and women of the
Yeah.
pit, same thing. Women of the pit are really supportive of her because the scene needs people like this. And for me, I would have
Oh yeah.
never imagined being in a band with a woman or my wife or a girl, whatever. But Dee broke down that barrier with me with a female drummer. And I don't even
Okay.
think of her as a female because she's up there killing it. Like Billy Milano has nothing on her. Okay. Except for our set's a little more concise because she doesn't ramble in between songs.
So yeah, he did. He's noticed a huge change in me, and he
Massive.
says it all the time.
Yeah. And other people do too.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very impulsive and very explosive, just in general. But now I'm pretty peaceful, and like Rob said, it's all channeled into my music now, and it's directed in the right direction. And
It comes off more intelligent when you put thought into it instead
Oh
of
yeah.
just flying off the handle.
yeah,
You
Oh, I
know,
agree.
let's think about what you want to say and make it
Yeah.
clever and make it witty. And then people are saying some of these lyrics are genius, and that's a compliment to her. But it's sad in a way because they're not good subjects, and she lived through it.
yeah.
The only
Yeah.
positive thing about it is that she came through the other side as this powerful woman.
Mhm.
It's very, very deep, thoughtful, and impactful lyrics for sure. So,
Awesome.
the
Yeah.
rage that comes
Thank
out with
you.
"All That I Am" is phenomenal. I know that's the first song you. That's the first song you sent me, Rob. I think was that one. I think that's
Yeah,
when I
yeah,
played on my radio show.
yeah.
So, yeah, that
Thank
one
you
really
for
hits good.
acknowledging that. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome. So here's a question: what album or band really made the biggest impact on you?
De La Soul,
Mhm.
and
Okay.
the album is De La Soul is Dead. It's it was a huge. I I I don't even have the words. It was De La Soul was a huge influence on my life,
Okay.
and just that album in itself is the greatest because it's got so many cool samples, old school samples, and then you have it's almost like a chapter book where it's like, you know, in the storybooks back in the day where you turn the page and it'd be like, bring, turn the
Yep.
page. That's like in between the songs, and it's just so unique. And they also mix, you know, rap with the rock and
Yeah.
everything. So that was a major influence on my life. Rob,
For
what about you?
me, growing up with older brothers, like music was like those guys were superheroes as far as the bands they listened to. I was a fan of it. I was noodling around on guitar, but it was so unobtainable until high school.
Yeah.
When I was in high school, the first three Metallica albums came out. And I'm going to say,
Okay.
not even that it's their best record, but it's the one that impacted me the most to start writing songs and saying, I can do this, was Kill 'Em All. When I heard
Okay.
Seek and Destroy for the
Oh
first
yeah.
time, and it put it within my reach. They dressed how I dressed. They weren't playing anything like, it wasn't Led Zeppelin. It wasn't all this grandiose. When I heard Kill 'Em All, I swear within the week or two, me and one of my friends who played drums were like, "Fuck this cover band bullshit." We had a cover band, and
Yeah.
we just started writing songs, and that changed my life. You know what I mean? Cover bands don't get to travel the world. I was like,
No.
I want to write our own stuff, and it was Metallica, Kill 'Em All, and I don't even think it's their best record, but it hit me
Yeah.
like a ton of
Debatable, right?
bricks. When I
Yep.
first heard it, it was unlike anything I've ever heard, and it just changed my life. Honestly, I owe everything, to the James Hetfield chunking riff. I based my
Yeah.
whole career on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there are worse influences for sure. So, you guys have any shows coming up?
September 12th. We're taking a short hiatus because our guitarist Dave, his fiance Felicia, is having a baby in
Oh,
August.
cool.
Yeah, so we're just taking a small hiatus, and then our next show is September 12th. What, at the Cellar?
The Cellar on Treadwell in Connecticut. But in that time, we're writing more material and working out more material and still rehearsing our live show. So um, it's not like we're disappearing. We're just kind of back to the laboratory.
I got you.
We just didn't want to go on the road and do shows while his wife could have a baby at any second.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Family
respect all
first,
of our
right?
band members, so we would feel horrible if we did a show without a band member. So we refuse to do shows unless we're all together, and that's the
That's
family that we have, and
yeah.
that's the camaraderie that we have. We're all one unit, so we're gonna work as one unit, and no one gets left out.
I want to keep it that way as well because I've been in projects where it's got to be us against the world, and once
Yeah.
one person diverts from that and starts like infiltrating things and stirring up things, they're gone.
Yeah. The
cat fired
rotating
cat
door ship.
fired cat fired a drummer that we were working with in one conversation. Things went a little
Yeah.
south, and it was like
You're out,
gone.
Gone.
and we already had 3 shows lined up.
Yeah, so
Oh shit.
we had 7 weeks to get a new drummer ready, but I knew the guy, and he was my original choice, Rob Bernhardt. But
Okay.
it's Kat's band. I didn't want to dictate who was in her band. She recommended
Yeah.
the bass player, um, the guitar player. We both agreed on the second guitarist. I didn't want to play bass in this band. I like bouncing back and forth, so I didn't want to
Yeah.
dictate who was in her band. So when she suggested this guy, I said, okay, he needs some work, but I'll work with him.
You know what? It was basically a high school friend who begged me for the position. So he said,
Okay.
okay, he sent us something he was working on. What was it? All That I Am he's working on.
Yeah, he sent us something that him
And
playing one of the tracks, and I was like, yeah, I could mold him and work with him, but
but he became immediately like, well, where's my money? And
Oh
I need a
geez.
say and this and that. Meanwhile, we
Yeah.
already wrote and recorded the song
and release we
and released
we
them. Right.
released an album.
And
Yeah.
he's trying to change things around, and he's telling me, I don't need this aggravation. I'm like, okay, great. If you don't need the aggravation, peace. See you
Bye,
later.
Felicia.
Yeah, and bye, Felicia.
We just saw that 5 minutes ago. Friday's on TV right now.
And that's it. Like, I'm a very nice person, but my thing is do no harm, but take no shit. And I don't take any shit from people. I'm a cancer survivor, and I was sick for 3 years. So I don't.
Sorry to hear that.
It's
And
okay, thank you, but I'm good now.
great job beating it.
Thanks. But you know what? I fought the devil every single day when I was sick.
Yeah.
The only fear I ever had was the fear of leaving my daughter without a mother.
Understood.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
So not one person, not one thing, not one courthouse, nothing. I fear not. I fear no one.
Can I interrupt for
Yeah,
a second?
yeah.
So just what she just said is
Yeah.
a lyric in Cease and Desist.
Mhm.
Even death couldn't kill me, and neither will you.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so that's how relevant these lyrics are to our lives. They're not fantasy; they're fucking real.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
So
thing with
you-
the drummer though, we took on a show and we had 14 weeks to get ready, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome, plenty of time. 7 weeks in, he flaked. She fired him, and I had to start over with another guy. So
Ooh.
after 7 weeks, we were not quite there with the other guy. We started from scratch another 7 weeks with the new guy, and within like 2 weeks we were moving. And then all the
Vibe
shows
was
we've
on.
done so far, all the shows we've done so far, I'm knocking on wood, have been flawless. You know what I mean? Like, of course, there's little flubs here and there. The energy and the adrenaline gets to even me. But as far as audience reaction and the performances were just phenomenal.
Mhm.
So, and we're only getting better every day.
Yeah. Well, why don't you round out the band? Who else is in the band?
So Rob Bernhardt's the drummer. He's the
Okay.
newest member, but I've had a history with him for probably 40 years. Dank DeLong, who was her recommendation, but I've known him for years, on bass. And David DeFreeway on the second guitar. And
Okay.
I've known him for probably 11 years, but they're both in the All That I Am video playing. They weren't in the band at that point.
Yeah, we hadn't even really ensembled a band.
I did all the music for All That I Am myself. And
Okay.
that's why the band's wearing masks in the video, because they weren't band members, and I'm not in the video because I was shooting it. So
Oh.
she was the focal point of that,
Yeah.
and I kind of took a step back, and we knew these guys. Two of the three guys ended up taking a spot in the band,
Yeah,
but
Dave and Dank.
they had an audition for it, but they nailed it, and
And we're just so happy. It's us. It's just the perfect. It fits perfectly. And if we had
Yeah.
the old drummer, uh, we wouldn't be
It
this
wouldn't have been
tight.
good.
We wouldn't sound this good, and we'd be arguing with each other all the time because he was trying to pit Rob against me, and it was just a whole bunch of bullshit. And
Smart
and
move, right?
he begged to be in the project.
it was a mercy fuck.
It was.
Honestly,
It was a
a
mercy
mercy fuck. It was like he didn't really deserve the position, so I think he thought it was an uphill battle, but that wasn't the case. It was just like, I've been doing this since 1987, so like,
Yeah.
I'm offering advice because I play the drums. We wrote the songs, we recorded the songs. I was just trying to get him up to speed, and it was like, well, every band I've ever been in, I've had a say, and I'm like, that's why they went nowhere.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Yeah.
Every band you had a say. I never heard of
Yeah.
you. You live in the same town. I never even heard the name of your band or your name. What does
Yeah.
that say? So I'll just take when I joined Billy, I had to take his advice. I had to shut up and listen, and it taught me everything.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's not about like, abuse of power or
Ego.
No,
an
not an
ego.
ego.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's we want to all be on the same page. And when music becomes a chore or you roll your eyes and go, "Oh, I don't want to go to practice." That's when it's not fun anymore, is when it sucks.
It's when it's
So
over,
we just,
basically.
yeah, exactly. So we just all want to, get along and have fun. And like I said, we want to entertain and connect with the audience.
You can see it. You know what I mean? That's the thing. People can
Yeah.
tell when you're faking it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yeah. Been to a few shows where you look at the band and they're just up there, just
Mailing
zero
it in.
energy. Just,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it's boring as fuck. Even if the music's good, it's boring.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Because people want to also be entertained as well.
Yep.
And
Oh
it's
yeah.
supposed to be emotional music, you know.
Yeah.
So either you got to be a great actor
Or
or
genuine.
or genuine, one or the other.
Yep. So you hinted at some new music. Any idea on when anything new will be dropped?
Well, we just
Teaser.
released a 4-song EP. We just released a
Okay.
4-song EP. And now the way the world is, it's when we write a new song, we go in and we record it and we release
Yeah.
it on our own record label. But we have a distributor for physical copies in Europe. So our record company is Did Me Dirty Records, and then we have a distributor called WTF, which is What the Fuck Distro in
Yep.
Europe. So we have physical copies of stuff that she has a full length record and she has the 4-song EP. And just the way that the world is, new song, we record it, we release it, and if we
Yep.
have 10 that are in this mode, we put out a
Yeah.
physical, and then so we're working on 2 right now and a remake of a, I wouldn't say a cover because it's just so different.
Okay.
So we're working on 3 more right now in our little hiatus, but
But they'll, what I would say within the next month or two,
yeah, probably within a
drop.
month, 2 more
Yeah.
songs will be done. I don't want to rush the guys because the songs that we're playing now that I recorded with just me and her, they're better now with 4 guys and 4 minds, and they're not
Yeah.
rewriting the songs; they're just reinterpreting them.
Yeah.
The human element. I even change what I'm doing when I'm in a room with 4 guys jamming and her. Things have changed and morphed, but it's kind of like listening to the old Destruction records or Metallica records. They play a little different now because they've just been doing it.
Yeah.
The trees growing leaves, but we still honor the songs,
All
So I
right.
want to use I want to
Um.
utilize these guys. Like I told them yesterday, we'll build the foundation and the frame of the house, but you guys got to put the walls, the roof, the windows, the doors.
All the fixins.
Yeah, it's not a house when it's
Yeah.
just a foundation and a frame. That's what we lay. Now, you guys do the rest. But
I
in
hear
a
you.
fun way. I don't police what they do. I want them to just bring their own flavor, which they've done. On Dark Days, I was so impressed
Impressed
with
with, yeah.
all 3 of them did not play anything that I had in my mind or anything that I had demoed.
Okay.
Incredible.
That song was amazing, by the way.
Oh,
Thank you.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
You can actually feel you guys playing it. There's a lot of passion behind that
Wow.
one.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
That's how we want every song to come across is, genuine. You don't have
yeah.
to like it. It's just like, wow, these guys are really putting their souls and
Yeah,
their
they
hearts
put their
on
all
Yep.
into it. Mhm.
Oh hell yeah. So in wrapping, you guys have a message for your fans?
this.
Our message, I guess, is love yourself. Don't try not to self-sabotage.
Don't follow the herd.
Yes.
Dare to be different.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, and speak your truth. And that's it. You can't go wrong with speaking your truth.
No, you
And
can't.
I want everyone, and I want the girls, I want the women out there to feel like they have a powerful voice, because so many women have come up to me and said, wow, I relate to this song or that song. And when we do shows, it's so cute because all the girls in the audience ask me for my Instagram. Can I follow you? Can I follow you? And I
Yeah.
follow them back, and it's great. I want the message is just really love yourself, and
Yeah.
if you want to heal, the healing has to come from within. It's gotta.
Yeah.
And that and what do you? What
No,
do you?
just be proud of who you are and what you are. Own it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I'm not
Own
Yngwie Malmsteen on guitar.
right. And I'm not Celine Dion.
Yeah, but guess what? You know, we're not the
you,
best, but we'll promise you our best.
Yeah.
That's
well,
my theory.
you guys have a passion and to back it up. So,
That's awesome.
but you guys have a beautiful night. Thank you for joining me,
You
and
as
keep
well.
crashing.
Awesome.
Yeah, man.
Thank you.
Peace.
Have a good night.
Later.
You too.